Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear my friends and family, Eid Mubarak min al-Aidin wal-Faizin wal-Maqbulin. We wish you a happy Eid inshallah after the finish of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, after we have finished our fasting in the month of Ramadan, comes the month of Shawwal, where people will continue their fasting for the next 6 days in the month of Shawwal. Now, there have been a lot of people talking about this matter, so we decided to come up and explain how do you do it. And especially the question which is lingering around a lot is that if it is allowed for a person to do their Qadha fasting together with the 6 days of Shawwal. Now, how is that? Is that allowed or not allowed? According to Madhab Shafi'ie, yes, it is allowed, provided that you intend the fasting as Qadha fasting. So it becomes a fasting which is obligatory. It is fard fasting. When it is fard fasting, then there are conditions to fulfill. Now what will happen is that you fast as a fard fasting, and then you take the sunnah fasting and it stands on the fard fasting. Okay, so the sunnah fasting is standing on the fard fasting. The main fasting is actually the fard fasting. When you fast the fard fasting, there are conditions that you have to fulfill. Number one, that you have to do intention the night before you fast. And remember, the time to do intention is after Maghrib and before Fajr, which means before you start fasting, you have already intended that you are going to do the fasting. Now, secondly, you cannot break your fast. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran, وَلَا تُبْطِلُوا أَعْمَالَكُمْ, do not nullify your actions. And the Shafi'i scholars explain as those obligatory actions do not nullify your actions. So if you have done a fard fasting, Qadha fasting together with the sunnah fasting, as we have said, the real fasting is fard, obligatory fasting, then it is not allowed for you to break the fast. Now what if I have a guest who came to my house and I need to entertain the guest? Can I break the fast? The answer is no, you cannot break the fast, because that is an obligatory fast. Stay fast on your fast. So next thing is, how do you do it? You do the intention the night before, as we have explained earlier. Now, what are the rewards for those people who do fasting 6 days of Shawwal? Is there a hadith from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The answer is yes. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that man sama Ramadan thumma atba'ahu sitta min Shawwal kana lahu kasiyam ad-dahr. Whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan and then he follows the fasting of Ramadan with 6 days in Shawwal, then for him is the reward of fasting for the whole year. Now, how do you get that? You fast 30 days in Ramadan, you get every single action is multiplied by 10. So 30 days multiplied by 10, you get 300. And then another 6 days multiplied by 10, 60, 360. You get the reward of fasting throughout the whole year. So the month of Shawwal, it's a great month it's a next great month for you to grasp or to gain reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as how Imam Al-Ghazali has mentioned in his book Bidayatul Hidayah, Beginning of Guidance. He has explained that do sunnah fasting. Don't only be sufficient with obligatory fasting, because there will become a group of people in the hereafter. They will come with great rewards from Allah from the sunnah fasting that they have done. So the Prophet Muhammad Imam Al-Ghazali said that don't be among those people who come empty-handed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only have the rewards of obligatory without the sunnah acts. Sunnah acts give you great rewards to Allah, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and brings you closer to Allah and makes you more beloved to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, we wish you a great Shawwal. Now the next question, yes, there's a question, is it compulsory if we want to do those 6 days of Shawwal? Is it compulsory for us to do it consecutively, or we can do individually, which means we will fast any days of the month of Shawwal? The answer is that you can fast in any days from the month of Shawwal. It is not obligatory for you to do consecutively. although it is very encouraged that you start your 6 days of Shawwal fasting from the second day of Shawwal, and that you finish on the seventh day of Shawwal. However, if you are not able to do that due to family visits and everything, so the most important is that you assign those days, some days in the month of Shawwal, and do your obligatory fasting. Even though you have to be busy with some visits at times, the most important is that you do your Sunnah fasting from the 6th day of Shawwal. May Allah bless you and give us great rewards. Until the next time, we'll see you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.